How's it going, everyone? Does the audio sound okay? I think, yeah, already a good number of people in here. Okay, so I have a little something different today. It's going to be interesting. So I said we're going on a treasure hunt. I have a little bit I wanted to try for a while. I saw this on a YouTube video recently, and they were looking for silver in half dollars. Now, I used to work at a bank, and I knew for a fact that we had a lot of half dollars. So I have $640 worth of half dollars here. All these, we're not going to necessarily go through all of them today. I don't know, but I wanted to show some of these and show you like a 10x return with zero risk. So I don't know, maybe depending on your age, maybe you want to do this, or maybe it's not worth it, but maybe you have a younger brother, younger sibling, or a kid or a grandkid that's interested in something like this. I've done this before, and I had a coin collection that had silver half dollars, so it's kind of fun. So the deal is I'm going to open one up, and then I'll take a question. Now, I will do my best. If there are a bunch of individual stocks I haven't talked about before, it's going to be hard because I don't know everything about every single stock, as hard as it might be to believe. But I will definitely go through it. If you guys want, I'm not saying that you have to do this. I'm not saying I'll still answer questions anyways. But if you do donate, I'll definitely see your question then. Again, you don't have to do that by any means. I'm not saying to donate, but then at least I'll see it if you really have a question that you want to see. So if you don't know anything about half dollars, again, I have a ton of them here. If you don't know anything about them, anything below or behind 70, so anything before 1970 for Kennedy half dollars was with silver. So they're worth significantly more. They had 40% silver in from 65 to 69, and then in 1964 they had 90% silver, I believe. So we're gonna go through this. I also have a beer, so I don't know if you guys have anything to drink. It's 4 o'clock here, or almost 4 o'clock here in Michigan, so it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Pull up, grab a drink. Let's talk about stocks for a little bit. So I know JJ does this all the time, but we're rocking with Lampshade Party Ale today. It's from Michigan. We have a lot of breweries here in Michigan. Yeah, definitely beer time. All right, 10 p.m. in Paris. Nice. All right, so opening up the first one here. I'll put it down like this. Okay. So again, looking for anything 69 and older, and then answering a question in between. So we have 20 coins here. We have so many coins overall. We're just going to have to put them off to the side, I think, rewrap them some other time. This is going to be a big pain. But 1980, 74. Hopefully this isn't super loud. It probably is really loud. 72, 80, 71, 1994. Bicentennial, 76, 77. Oh, appreciate the donate, by the way. SNDLOE plug stock. I'll take a look at that in just a second. 1 second here. More bicentennials. Kind of just sorting them here for a second. 72, 96, 71, getting closer. The thing is, I don't know if any of these are silver because someone brought them into the bank. I don't know if they just brought in all the ones that they've ever collected that weren't silver. So hopefully that's not the case. Okay, but let me take a look. SNDLOE plug stock. Any input? Okay. So I don't know if those are two different ones or three, but let me take a look at SNDL. I recognize the ticker, but I don't remember the name of it. I don't think it's one that I've talked about before. Sundial, yes. So many people have been looking this up. So if you go to Google Trends, or maybe it was WeBull, I think it was the #1 talked about stock on WeBull, or most search stock or something like that. It's I have to be careful. It is a growth stock. I don't want to say MJ stock. I can't say actual words that that YouTube finds are wrong. So we'll call it, I can probably say pot stock maybe. But every time that I looked at it, it's 76 cents right, no, 67 cents right now. It's fallen 13%. Every time that I looked it up, I stopped searching for it because every single article I've seen says to avoid it like the plague. Motley Fool says that exactly. And another one says there's just a bunch of articles on it that say not to buy into it. So I don't know. I think that's probably high risk. I haven't done that much research on it, though. I'll be honest. I apologize for that. In the details, by the way, you're the last one that came up after answering that question. Check out PIC. I've looked at PIC before. I actually did a video a while ago, right when it announced, I think, that it was going public. And yeah, so if you want to see a little bit older video, it's a couple months old, but I think that probably still stands. My thoughts on it. Just bought VGAC. Nice. Belgium and Holland represent. Nice. I'm this is going to give away my city. I'm from Holland, just Holland, Michigan. So yeah, definitely appreciate that. What are your thoughts on KBLB? Okay, another ticker that I think I recognize, but I don't remember. Okay, another penny stock. Okay, maybe I don't recognize this one because it is 12 cents. I feel like I would remember if that was one that I looked at. So, okay, it's an American biotech company headquartered in Ann Arbor, so that's just across the state from me. It develops and manufactures recombinant spider silks and other high-performance polymers. Again, I apologize. I've never heard of this company, but it's down a lot recently. I went up to 30 cents. Now it's down to 12 cents. That was back in the spring. I really haven't thought about it too much or looked at it. It's a $100 million company, though. So that's kind of odd that it's 12 cents. I mean, sometimes that happens, but I feel like that's a little bit rare for it to be worth 100 million and have it at 12 cents. But I mean, maybe they're good. Headquarters Lansing, Michigan, actually, where I went to college. So yeah, interesting. Sorry about that. Okay, we have another one. Valor stock. I messaged you last week. Not sure you saw it. Very good food company. Do I think it'll be the next Beyond Meat? It's definitely possible. So I have not done a video on very good food company, but I've seen a lot of people are bullish on it. I've been looking at so many SPACs recently that I haven't fully looked in depth on very good food company. I really should, but I feel bad because all these people reach out to me about different stocks, everything like stuff that I've never heard about. And it's hard to keep track of everything and look up everything because while I am full-time, a large majority of my time is spent making the videos and a large majority of the time is researching the stocks I do for the videos. So that's something that I should look at, Valstock. I will probably make a video on it. I don't want to say that I will, just in case I don't. But I think I definitely should make a video on it because so many people have been looking at it. So nothing here yet. This is going to be a big bust if all of these are, none of them are silver. 73, 94. If nothing else, though, it's going to be some coins for my Saran Wrap Christmas game this year. So we play this game where we unwrap and we have all different presents in there, like little items. So some of it's money, some of it's lottery tickets. I don't actually play the lottery, but for that, I buy them. It's kind of exciting. And then like shots, mini shots, and candy and stuff like that, weird items in there too. So maybe I'll put in some of these. Looks like a lot of these were by the same person, so I wonder what we'll have. Maybe we'll find one that he didn't even notice. So we'll keep going here. So nothing in this one, all newer coins. But yeah, if you guys don't mind, while you're here, if you don't mind hitting the like button, I see that we're at 53 likes, but if we can get up to a couple hundred, I see we have 313 people in here. So I think we can definitely get up there. Okay. THCB, please. I think this is one that I covered recently. Yeah, Tuscan Holdings. What were they? We're merging with. I think I've talked about them though. It's just I've talked about so many different companies recently. It's hard to keep track of them. Oh, Microvast. Yeah, so I've talked about this one before, I think. But it hasn't really moved too much yet. It's in at about $12. How about Hexo? I have not looked up Hexo. Looks like there are a lot of messages here. Gix, GHIV, yeah. Is NEO a buy at 40? If you're looking long term, NEO's a buy at 40. Brian, how's it going? Nice to see you in here. Yeah, please don't spam in the chat too much. I don't want to like kick anyone or anything like that. I think I can do that. I have not heard about Optech International before. Pfizer, good long-term company. I don't really invest though in pharma too much. Palantir. So I did a video on Palantir recently. They're very volatile. I don't, even after researching them for a while, I get that they're big data, but it's hard to understand how what they do. Like I know what they do, but how am I supposed to tell if they're doing it well? I mean, I guess if they keep on getting government contracts, but that's like saying, how do I know if Apple's a good company if they keep on selling Apple products? I would rather be able to see the product and actually be able to tell what it looks like. View Smart Window. Okay, George, thank you for the donation. Can I look into View Smart Window? They're merging CFII. Their website is view.com. So I'll pull it up here. So view.com. I haven't heard of this before. Their mission was built on understanding that national light is required to have healthy and productive life. We also recognize that ordinary windows are far from optimized, unable to effectively reduce glare and heat. Very smart windows automatically adjust in response to the sun to increase access to natural light and views to improve people's health and wellness by significantly reducing headaches, eye strains, and drowsiness while simultaneously saving energy. Interesting. So it seems like an interesting product. I'll be honest, without looking into the financials too much, I don't know if it's a good investment for me. I mean, obviously I can't tell you what's a good idea, but they're merging with CFII. Is that a SPAC? It looks like it's a SPAC because it's around $10. Probably another SPAC merger, just taking advantage of what's happening. But yeah, I mean, that seems like it might be good. I mean, it's in energy. It's in it costs or it saves costs for people. So I think it's definitely something worth looking at a little bit more. Holding 2,000 shares of APXT. What do I think for next week? I think long-term APXT is a good stock to hold, but I don't know short-term what it's going to do. And again, if anyone jumped in later, we're doing a coin hunt. So I worked at a bank. We have $640 worth of $half-dollar coins. Some of these have silver in them. If it's older than 1970, they had silver in the coins. Again, I don't know if any of these are silver because I don't know if these are like rejects from someone, but I thought it would be fun to get as many of these as possible. Apple, good long-term hold. Seems pretty expensive right now, though. I really like JP Morgan. I've been talking about it more just over the last few days, but I talked about it before. But Jeremy from Financial Education made a video on it. I really like JP Morgan. I've been buying since they were $90 a share, I want to say. I really like it. SBE, I love SBE. I have a good portion of my money in SBE. NAT, maybe a value trap a little bit. At least that's what I think. Laser, I screwed up on Laser. So I talked about it when it was $13 or something. It was one of the only specs I didn't buy that week that I talked about. Like I bought almost every single one, but I didn't buy Laser, and now it's up huge. I mean, I guess you win some, you lose some. I think Stefan just said it recently that that you have to remember pretty much every day you're losing out on $1 million opportunities. So don't beat yourself up over it. So we have 3 or 4 bicentennial quarters here. They're not really worth any more, or bicentennial $half. They're not really worth any more, I think, than the other ones, but they're cool to see. LCA, I haven't looked in. Oh, okay. I've looked into LCA. Lancadia Holdings, but I haven't looked as in depth as DNKG, DraftKings, and then also on what was it? Fubo. Fubo is a streaming platform that is a sports streaming platform, and they just announced last week, I want to say it was, that they were going to buy a sports betting company. It just makes so much sense to have everyone on the app buying the subscription, watching the games, and then being able to bet right then. I think that's going to be addictive. Like, oh, I made $5, let's bet another $5 or 500 or whatever. I think that's going to be game changing if they do that well. What's going on with Hyliion? I have not seen too much on Hyliion. Doesn't seem like there's much going on with it, honestly. I mean, I think a lot of people rode the hype up and then sold out, but I think some people just sold out, and now it's going to be like a normal company that doesn't have as much hype. HCAC, good long-term hold. I hold a little bit of it, but let's make sure we're not spamming the chat too much. But yeah, I hold some of it, just long-term. I'm not a big day trader or anything like that. I have been buying a lot during the day. I've been buying a lot of different companies, but I have not been selling a lot of them because I think a lot of them will ride the hype train up. And if they get stupid high, then I'll sell it. I did that with CIIC. I thought that was pretty high and sold half of it. And then I did that with NBAC too. So I thought those were both pretty high at one point, and I sold half of each of them, but I'm keeping the other half, and I'll probably just keep it long term. I mean, maybe I'll sell, but most likely not. All right. Let me look real quick. So DPHC isn't actually a ticker anymore, but a Ride stock. I think Ride's trading at a pretty good value right now. I almost bought more the other day. Man, it was hard not to. I bought some other stuff a couple days ago, but yeah, I think it's trading at a pretty good value for the revenue that it's supposed to produce. LGVW, I like it. I think that ARK Invest is still buying it. I've been buying a good amount, not this week as much, but the last couple weeks. NNDM, I have a video on them coming out this weekend, just to let you know. Okay. GIX announcement on the 8th. So I've looked into GIX a little bit, not as deep as some of the other stocks. Okay. Let's see if we can get some silver here. See if we can get one, just one. I don't think I said the value of this if it is a coin that has silver, but it's like 10x or 8x what it's worth just on face value. So not a huge amount, not really worth doing if you are short on time. But I don't have a 9 to 5 anymore, so I can do fun things like this. That sounds bad, but I thought it would be fun, a fun way to take a look at this kind of coin hunting for anyone that might be looking into it. I saw it on Dumb Money, so a pretty cool channel there. But okay, are you looking at buying any pot stocks since the house is voting? So I haven't been buying any this week, but I do hold some long term. I hold Planet 13. So I've been holding them. I started buying in when they were $1.75, and like most good growth stocks, it seemed overvalued significantly when I bought it. So it had been up like 20 or 30%, but then it kept on going up, and now it's up, I think, 200% from there. Yeah, so ARK is buying LGVW. Someone says, yep, that's true. Also look for quarters with the W watermark. Thank you. Appreciate it. Darn it, I forgot that. I was looking up exactly which ones were worth a lot before this, and there were some that are worth more if there's certain watermarks, and I haven't been looking. Dropbox seems pretty interesting. I have not bought any though. VGAC. So I've talked about them. I want to say I've talked about them. I think I have, and actually I just put them in a video for stocks that I'm watching next week. It's going to come out this weekend. The video is. I like it. So I believe, if I'm thinking about the right one, because all of them start to blend together after a while. VGAC is the one that's from Richard Branson. I think it has good long-term potential. I have done a video on it before. I think that Richard Branson wants to get into EV, so I think it's probably a good sign. Also, I like the IPOC. I bought IPOC today. It's at about $10.50. I think it's trading at a pretty good value, considering the two SPACs before this by the same person were Virgin Galactic up almost 200%, and then also what was the other one? IPOB, which is Social Capital. It's from Social Capital too. It's the one that's merging with Open Door. So I think that both of them present a pretty good value. They both have gone up a lot. So I think IPOC could possibly go up a lot too. The guy wants to do 26 of these. So this is number 3. Okay, when will APXT merge? I am not sure. I don't know if they've announced that yet. Where do I see Beam going? I do not know. It's hard to tell with a lot of these stocks short term. I'm gonna have to boo this guy. Okay. Remove. Put user in timeout. Okay, don't spam about anyone that's made you tons of money or something like that. That sounds too much like my comment section. Okay, LCA up 23%. You didn't sell because Chris Sain said leave it till 28 to 30. I am a believer in holding long term. So if a stock goes up really quickly short term, I'm talking like a couple 100%, then I consider selling it. But the thing is, if it goes up 300% real short, a lot of the time it will pull back. And again, this is just a general rule of thumb. I take everyone on a case-by-case basis. But generally, there's a little bit more risk when that happens. It often can pull back, like I said. So as something like Tesla doesn't go up 300% like in a week usually. That doesn't really happen to Tesla. They're more like 10 to 20% a week or something like that, or even a day, but they don't triple in a week or two. So yeah, just be careful about that. If it's gone up a lot really quickly, then I consider selling it. I'll be honest. Jumia Technology or Jumia. I've seen people asking about that, but I have not looked it up yet. Again, just so many people that ask me about different companies. It's hard to follow up with every company and look into them all. Cause I mean, think about it. If 20 different stocks get sent to me a day and I have to look into them for 10 minutes, that's over 3 hours. Not that I don't do 3 hours of research a day, but I'm also making a ton of videos and talking to Patreon members and all that kind of stuff too. Tesla, bro. Yeah. So Tesla, I love it. It's one of my best stocks, and I bought it when everyone thought it was overvalued at, I think it was $800 or $900 a share back in the pandemic. So in the private Discord, do I usually upload a watch list? So no, I don't talk about a watch list. I do give you the stocks I'm buying real time, and sometimes I do talk about stocks I'm watching for the week. Or if I think that one presents a good value, I spit out some different ideas, but I don't have like a formal watch list or anything like that. Very good food company I should look at. Yes, someone asked me about that earlier. I definitely should look at it this week. And then OX, please. Yeah, videos coming on that this weekend. Hyliion, why is it tanking every day? Because there's less hype than there was a while ago. So a lot of SPAC companies, a lot of these they're risky on merger day because some stop building up hype, like Hyliion, where people are just selling out. I don't think there's anything wrong with Hyliion unless I've missed something. I've been keeping up with it decently, so I don't think anything's wrong with it. It's just that people are moving on to some of these other SPACs that are going up way more. Tesla 600, yes, Tesla is very expensive, but long term, I think that it is a good value. If you're looking like put it in and not look at it till you retire kind of thing. HCAC is up 10% today. What are my thoughts? I own some of it. I did a video on it a while ago too. I think that long-term good value like most of these, but yeah, well, I shouldn't say good value. I think that could go up. I'm holding it long-term as kind of like a part of my SPAC portfolio. I've been buying a lot of SPACs, some very speculative that haven't even come out with who they want to merge with yet. And I've been buying a lot of those because I think that there's pretty much a bottom to how low they can go. I mean, they rarely go under $10 because I think that as long as if you don't like the company that merges with, you can get your $10 back. Okay. John, I'm glad that you have made a lot of money on the stocks I've talked about. Cryptocurrency. Oh, I hope because I said that it doesn't like pop up in the comments below after this video. But cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, I think is an awesome investment term, but it's up so much. I don't know if I could pick it above other cryptocurrencies. I think kind of like you invest in different stocks, you should probably invest in a few different cryptocurrencies like Ethereum, Bitcoin, but the more well-known ones. It would just be like you wouldn't want to buy, let's say, a penny stock for a long-term stock for the rest of your life, just like you wouldn't buy like a little-known cryptocurrency, especially because there are more scams in cryptocurrency. Thoughts on Quell? I've not looked up Quell. THCB, thoughts on THCB and what's going on with it? I don't think anything's going on with it. It's pretty much just trading. Is NNOX a buy at 5 or 50 cents? Oh, I was thinking about NNDM. Or I think I said someone asked me about NNOX, but I said I was talking about NNDM at one point. Okay. Nanox Imaging. I did talk about this a while ago. I don't know. I don't know how markets work outside the U.S. and now a little bit China, but this is headquartered in Israel. So maybe if you want to diversify, I just feel like I felt this way with a lot of companies before that if they're outside the U.S., I just don't understand them quite as well, and they might offer a lot of upside potential, but I also just don't understand the industry as well there, so I don't really know what's going on the inside. So I'm a little bit cautious of investing outside the U.S. I've done that with a couple Chinese companies recently, though. APXT, good long-term hold. By the way, if you're wondering about this coin update, we have had 5 in a row of these bicentennials. There's 6 now, so kind of cool. But if you are just jumping in, we are looking at so many different coins here. These are all $half. So I got these all from the bank that I recently left to do this full time. So we are going through a bunch of them, seeing if we can find some silver. PTAC, have not looked at it, or maybe I have, but I've forgotten about it. I don't think I've looked at it though. Good to see you and JT Wealth do a live together, or Jack Spencer. Yeah, that would be fun, Johnsy. I know both of them. I know a lot of people in the finance space because we talk regularly on a Discord together that I set up. So we're pretty close. I mean, we do live calls once every couple of weeks with a bunch of these people. A lot of the people that you see between, I don't know, 1,000 subscribers and 70,000 subscribers. JJ's on that too. A lot of people are in that. So it's fun. But maybe we should do a live. I'm terrible. I'm terrible with lives. I tried to have Jared Morrow on a live because he was really the first big YouTuber that I talked to, and he offered a lot of helpful advice. I couldn't get the software to work. I don't know. I'm just not really techie with stuff that I haven't done before. Like, I mean, I'm 25, so I can figure stuff out if I need to. But on the fly, it was weird because I couldn't practice it ahead of time. So on the fly, I'm trying to get to work, and everyone was saying it wasn't working. So I think, by the way, this is a whole pack of bicentennials. I wonder if there isn't any silver in these because obviously this guy separated all these bicentennials, or the woman or whatever. So I think that maybe there isn't any silver. But either way, we're going to have $640 worth of these things. We're going to have 1,280 half-dollar coins. And I don't really feel like packaging them up, so maybe we'll just keep them here. APXT price target before merger. I think a lot of these SPACs are going to 20-ish pre-merger. I could be wrong. I mean, I'm sure I will be wrong because I said a lot of the SPACs. I mean, that's a general statement. But I think there's so much hype behind a lot of these. And they offer a little or less downside than like well, maybe not than an IPO, but IPOs are so dramatic because you can't sell or buy them before the IPO day. These offer some lead-in time. So a lot of the craziness kind of weeds itself out. VGAC is to buy. I bought it this week, so I can't tell you whether you should buy it though. Dividend stock AM thoughts? I haven't looked at I don't know if that's a stock AM or if you're trying to ask me something. What king of beer are you drinking? All right. So this is from my home state here. It's a double India Pale Ale. It's bottled by Bell's in Comstock, Michigan. It's 9%. So I ate before this. But yeah, it's a 9% ale. I like the strong stuff when it comes to beer, whether it's stout or ales or anything like that. Are you buying Airbnb? No. So it's hard. I would like to buy Airbnb. I could, but I've been buying so many different stocks. Yeah, sponsor of the day. Maybe I will buy it. I just feel like my stock investing at this point is a little bit everywhere right now because I have a hard time building out large positions that are super meaningful. And then a lot of these SPACs I've been buying, and I've been buying them 10 to 12, and then they go up to 20, and I just don't invest in them much more. Do I like Heineken? I do. I like pretty much every beer. I'll be honest. I like beer. Oh, darn it. I like beer a lot. This is the first one that fell. Airbnb pump and dump? I don't think so. I mean, sure, it could go up and down, but I don't think it's going to be a pump and dump. Pure Michigan, Monroe, Michigan, nice. PLG thoughts. Is that Plug Power? The ticker sounds a lot like it. Plug Power. Again, it's weird when you're an investor that also has a YouTube channel because a lot of the time you talk about stocks and you're bullish on stocks that you don't buy. I mean, if I bought every stock that I've talked about, I could buy probably like 100 different stocks, 200 different stocks. And unfortunately, I didn't buy that one because it went up 5x from when I talked about it for the first time in a penny stock video. Now it's like $25 a share and it was 5 or 6 when I talked about it. What SPAC would I buy in right now if I didn't have a position? Oh, that's hard. I should have looked this up beforehand. This is a good question. Let me pull up my WeBull account. By the way, plug. We're not plugging the beer. We're plugging WeBull. If you haven't already gotten WeBull, they have 4 free stocks worth up to $1,600 for 2 of the stocks. They started selling cryptocurrency recently too, so you can invest in crypto. And I think they have 6 free stocks if you refer someone else. So like refer your significant other or something or your friend and get 6 free stocks. I think it's worth up to $50. Okay. So if I didn't have one SPAC right now, what would I buy into? So SBE's switch. I would buy into SBE. I think I've got to go with SBE long term, even though it's expensive right now, even though it's gone up a lot. I've got to go with SBE. Okay, so just a reminder, guys, too, if you want, drop them. Okay, instead of looking at the dates, just drop them one by one on the table. No, I'm not gonna drop 1,280 coins in the middle of the live stream. But I mean, maybe if I was alone, I would try dropping them and see if I could hear it. But I'm not gonna do that to you guys. Just a reminder, though, I'm not saying you have to do this. I'm just reminding you because we have 400 people in here. If you guys want a question answered, for sure, I'll like talk about it. You can do a donation. I'm not saying you have to do that by any means. I'm just saying that it's hard to see every comment. And when you donate, it does pop up for a little bit longer. Again, I'm not trying to push it or anything like that. This is my full-time job, but I'm not trying to like take money from anyone that doesn't have money or needs it for something. So I just want to say that up front. Okay, so as we go along, I keep on thinking that whoever did this definitely knew what they were doing and only gave back the coins that don't have silver. But I took every single piece of, or every single $half coin that was wrapped in the whole bank. So I've got to think that there's some from someone else besides this person that brought in all these coins. Again, this is the bank that I worked at, so I know who, I knew the people that were giving this to me. Like, I'm buddies with them. So they gave me every coin in the place. So hopefully we find something good. Check out OAC spec. Okay. APXT, you think $40 to $50 within the next 12 months? Possibly. I mean, they are associated with Microsoft. They do a lot of the cloud computing, which it's interesting because something like APXT is not going super high up, but then you take a look at something like Laser and it's through the roof. Laser stock is going insane. Crypto or stock? I think stock, you have to have like 80% of your portfolio in stock. I mean, again, I don't want to make generalizations for everyone, but I think generally put your money in assets that produce money or like actually return you money. So I like stock. Crypto, I think, is a nice supplement that can give you above average returns. So you put like 10% of your net worth, 5% of your net worth in crypto, and I think it's probably going to be good. Again, the generalization, not financial advice, but I think that's something that you should consider. Kind of like real estate's different because real estate can give you really good returns, but like gold or silver, you don't much. Pershing Square, I like it. I've been buying Pershing Square. I've bought more of them today. CRSR, SRAC, OEAC. Okay. AYRO. I've seen some people talk about it recently, but I've not looked into it. Sorry, I need to put my phone on airplane mode for a second. Long VGAC, agreed. Which specs haven't popped yet that you have bought? That's a good question. So I am doing a video this weekend covering it more in depth, but I'll give you a clue. So okay, so I'll list off the specs that I bought over the last couple of weeks. If you guys like this, please hit the like button because this is going to be part of my video for this next week. So let's take a look. DraftKings, I like DraftKings, but which stock have you lost the most in? Okay, so I covered my portfolio a little while ago. This is going to sound like I'm bragging or something, but I've been invested for 3 or 4 years now. I'm 25. Everything that I bought before this year was an index fund. This year, though, I started investing in individual stocks. And when I did my portfolio review a week ago, I had not lost any money in any stock. Like, I have not lost money on one single stock. The closest one was AT&T, and I was about even on it. Now I think we are down just because I bought some stocks this week. But I'm not saying that that's like I'm a special or anything like that. I just invested a lot during the pandemic, and then I've been investing since then. So we've been lucky in that respect. So my biggest loser right now is $14 in Fubo TV because it went down a couple percent since we bought it. I'm not taking out like thousands of dollars of position. Actually, I lost $24 in LGVW because I bought along the way up. But I mean, the WeBull account is sitting around 6,000, 5,000, something like that. And then the other accounts are everywhere from like $2,000 to 18 grand. But a lot of them, like my biggest account, I bought a lot during the pandemic. It's a Roth IRA. So HCAC is one that I've been buying. LGVW I have bought. NBAC is one that I bought and I sold half when it went up a lot. Teladoc is one that I've been buying, not a SPAC, but I just threw it in there. Switchback Energy, I have a lot of. It's sitting at $33. It's probably I think it is my biggest holding actually. Social Capital or IPOC, I bought recently. VGAC, I bought. IPOP, I bought. Pershing Square Tontine Holdings or PSTH, I've bought. I bought more of that one today. RMG, Apex, and then CIIC, I bought that one too. And then before that, we even had Ride Stock and some other ones too. So yeah, I have APXT, TDAC, and I don't have TDAC. I have TDOC, but not TDAC. And PSTH, I have that one too. Oh, nice. You have 150 shares of SBE. Yeah, that's a good position. Palantir, yeah, maybe a good long-term hold. Talked about earlier, but I just have a hard time with that one because I don't necessarily understand what they do. Even after looking for a significant amount of time, I realize that it's cloud or it's big data, but I don't get what's a good product and a bad product. Is Palantir still a buy? Probably if you're looking long-term. Thoughts on GIC? I haven't looked. Again, I get the tickers mixed up now because I've looked at so many, especially over the last couple of weeks with different SPACs. It's hard to keep them all straight, but I think I've looked into it, but not super in depth like the ones I've done a video on. Okay. By the way, if you do want to know like everything that I buy and sell, there are links down below to Patreon. We're sitting almost at 750, or maybe it is 750 Patreon members, working out some of the kinks in the system, and that will be good. I think it's going to keep on growing too. So I like it. It's a fun group to be in with a bunch of different investors, and it's a lot easier to converse than like on here, where I have to try to weed through hundreds of comments sometimes. So I apologize if I don't respond to all the comments, whether here or at the bottom of the videos too, because it's really ago I was doing comments for 2 hours a day, and that was when I was working full time. It was just way too much to make a video and then do 2 hours of comments right afterwards, which I love the comments. I ask for them, but it's also hard to answer all of them, especially when people want really in-depth answers. I can't really give a good in-depth answer in 3 sentences, especially when you're talking about someone's money. It's a lot of pressure put on, a couple words. And again, I know we're sitting at 430 people. I'm sure some people have been here the whole time, but for people that jump in and out, because I realize that the average watch time is like 3 or 4 minutes on live streams. We're going through a bunch of coins that I got. So we got $640 worth of half dollars, and we're talking about stocks and going through these. Fun little thing to do on a Friday afternoon. Pull up a glass. I have water and beer here. Here's the water. We'll get back to the question about burgers and pizza here in a second. So someone asked, what's better, burgers, pizza, or tacos? I like tacos, but not as much as burgers or pizza. Mexican food in general isn't my favorite. I like Thai food a lot, but burgers and pizza, that's tough. I mean, that's like choosing between Apple and Amazon. That's a hard one to do. I'd say if I could only live with one, I would go with pizza. All right. NeoView. I think it's a good long-term play. Long-term, though. I don't know what I'll do short-term because it has run up a lot. All these Chinese EV companies, though, have been running up so quickly. Every time we get any vehicle information, like every month, when they come out with their vehicle deliveries, they go insane. The stocks go up 30%, 20%, 10%. Dogfish Head 90-minute IPA. Nice. Yeah, that's a 9% or 2. I've had I think, do they have one above the 180-minute? I usually go after, this is something that I do that people make fun of me for, but you guys like math. You guys like investing. You can let me know if this is something you do, especially when you were younger, maybe when you didn't have as much money. You calculate how much alcohol is in whatever you're looking at. So you look at the ounces, you multiply it by the alcohol content. You can calculate how many drinks that is. So like a normal drink has like 12 ounces, like a beer, 12 ounces, 5%, that's 60. Same thing with a shot. It's 40% and it's 1.5 ounces. So you do that, multiply whatever it is. And then sometimes you might you might take that number and divide it by the price to see whatever's the highest alcohol content per dollar. That's something that I used to do. Now it's just ingrained in me that I go after the higher alcohol content drinks. I just do that naturally now. I don't try to, but I like them. So Shaq SPAC. Yeah, I talked about that one. It's crazy once famous personalities start getting into something. Maybe it's a little bit it's getting a little bit crazy. I mean, Shaq is is part of a SPAC now just because it's easy money. And I think there's such a craze over it right now. I don't know if this is something that's being pumped up purposefully, but you can easily hide how much you're getting paid in a SPAC. I mean, maybe you don't hide it, but think about some of the SPACs that I've talked about. Think about some of the SPACs that you've been investing in. Do you know what the people that are making a SPAC make? I mean, I think Bill Ackman has said that he's not taking any money. You don't, I mean, a lot of people won't know if the person setting this up is getting paid 10 million, 100 million, 5 million, 1 million, nothing. A lot of them don't know that. So I think there's a lot of money in it for the people that are starting these. Spartan or Wolverine? I am a Spartan. I went to Michigan State. When do I expect it to go on Robinhood? I'm not sure. So I don't invest with Robinhood. I've actually noticed a lot of SPACs aren't covered. Like today, I'm going to put up a video in a few hours actually on this, a new investment strategy that ARK Invest is using. But I try to find some of the SPACs that I talk about in that video, and I could find one of them on WeBull, but a lot of the other ones said that they weren't trading on it yet. So I think it's hard because some of the more well-known ones trade, but maybe these ones are just so new that like the SPACs are so new that no one knows about them, and maybe they haven't gotten enough people that wanted to buy into them. What about, there's a Jay-Z SPAC? Wow, I had no idea. That's crazy. What about the future potential of MJ being decriminalized? I appreciate you saying MJ because that way I don't have to bleep it out. I think that's going to be great for the industry, great for the country, honestly. I mean, I guess it depends on who you are, if you believe that's a bad thing or not. I personally don't. I don't partake, but I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. I know a lot of people that have done it that just treat it as anything else. I know some people like to use it for medicinal purposes. So I think the country might as well get tax money for it. I think the bill says that they're going to tax it at 5%. That would go a long way. That would make a lot of money for the country and would definitely help out with a lot of different things. So I think it's good. I think I'm holding Planet 13 right now. They're my only MJ stock, and then IIPR too. I don't know if I like IIPR as much if this becomes legalized, because a lot of banks will start lending, I think, if it's nationally decriminalized. So I don't know, because IIPR has cash. They give cash injections to these companies because they can't get loans right now. So I don't know if I like it as much if other companies can get loans, like if they don't need IIPR. But I've seen a case that says that it's still going to do well. They have really long-term tenants too. Yeah. Please don't spam too much in the chat. Is Workhorse stock good to buy? It depends if you like the long-term look of it. I saw too many red signals, red lights, stoplights for the company that I just didn't want to be invested. And I saw an opportunity where I could sell out, and I was still up 15%. So I know that I had been up way more than that. And I realized I kind of caught some people off guard, I think, with selling it. But, I try to come at all of this with a pretty level-headed approach and try not to become emotionally invested in any company. So I think that was something that I was just considering, and I had thought about it beforehand. And there were a couple of scenarios where I said that I would sell it, and one of those came up. So I have not heard of it. What beer am I drinking? It's a Lampshade IPA. Gold stock. I have not looked into any gold stocks recently. VGAC. I talked about that a little bit ago, but I like it. It's pretty speculative at this point, though, but I like it. Okay. Hillian. I think it's probably a good long-term stock, but the hype wore off, so it fell down. HCAC. Pretty speculative. It's hard because there's so many EVs that I have money in a lot of these smaller companies, but I think I have more money in ChargePoint than all these other small ones. Okay, I will answer that too. RA, best platform for Roth IRA with fractional shares. But I think I have more money in SBE than all the other smaller EVs combined, because I feel like you don't have to pick the individual company, right? Like ChargePoint, you're picking that company, but they already own so much of the market share. I was really amazed when I saw how much they owned, but I like it a lot. So best company to use for a Roth IRA. I have mine through M1 Finance. I really like it. You can buy fractional shares. You can have dividend reinvestment too. I really like it. You can find your dividend yield too. It calculates automatically. And actually I covered that in my video today. I like it a lot, like I said. So there's a link to that down below if you want that. iPod merger. So I've heard some people talking about how they got a letter today and they're not sure what it's about. I have not gotten that letter, so I don't know what it says. It's probably fine. I mean, I probably shouldn't say that, but I'm guessing everything is good with it. I haven't heard of this before, but maybe it's not a big deal. I would probably Google it and see what you can find out about it. What do I think about Canopy growth? I have not looked at it in a long time, honestly. Any Canadian stocks on my radar? Not really. I have one in my portfolio now, but I don't remember. Thoughts on iPod options? I have not looked into their options. I don't trade options. VGAC made a big jump. Thanks for the video. Did it make a big jump recently? VGAC. Let's take a look. Okay. VGAC. Yeah, 4%. I mean, not bad. It's kind of low compared to what's been happening recently. I mean, like a year ago, a 4% jump would have been awesome. You have been looking up news on the company. Now a 4% jump is like a fine day, you know, something that you won't write home about, but something that helps your account a little bit. It's crazy to say that, but it's kind of true. JMIA. I haven't looked at that too much. I saw that Chris Zane, I think he made a couple of videos on it, but I haven't really looked into them too much. Could you guys remind me what VGAC or sorry, not VGAC, JMIA is? Just the name of the company. I can't remember. LCA price target. I haven't done anything on LCA too. LCA and JMIA are two companies that I really haven't covered at all. Snow stock. Yeah, Snow's been going up like crazy. Oh, African e-commerce. Okay. Thank you. A lot of people reach out to me a while ago about this company, I think, saying that I need to look at it. But again, I get so many messages about looking at different stocks. It's hard to cover all of them. $7 in September? They were $12 in November, and now they're up 143%. That's a good return. Oh man, it's so much worse having a YouTube channel because everyone reaches out to me and is like, "Oh, check out this stock." I literally can't look, and I wouldn't know. Like I probably get reached out to with 200 stocks, and 5 of them do really well, or 10 of them, and I obviously can't pick every stock that does well. So I hear about all these stocks. I see them go up 300%. And some of you guys, I'm sure, have that too. You see it go up 300%, but you literally can't take a position in every single stock. What do I think about Laser? Good long-term. It's hard with a lot of these SPACs because they're putting out these numbers, like these high projections. And it's hard to tell which ones are actually going to be able to do well. Chinese stocks, were you? Yeah, that's how I was at first too. But I think some of the larger ones are a little less risky. I could be wrong. Please don't like blow up the comments or anything. But like Neo, I feel pretty good about. Have I heard anything about possible companies for the PSTH merger? No, I've been looking like crazy for that because I want a reason to invest more in it. I bought more today, but I want to buy even more of it, but I couldn't find any like whispers or anything like that. So for anyone that's looking for an update from the coins that we're opening, again, $50, $640 worth of $50. This pack is all, I believe, all bicentennials again. So buy Baba, it's on sale. I saw that was on sale. Okay. So why don't you guys tell me something? What is your favorite stock that if you had to buy one stock right now and not look at it for 10 years? I'm not talking about day trade or anything like that. I'm talking about buy a stock and not see it for 10 years, open up your brokerage account and all your investments are in that one stock. What would you buy? Tesla, PSTH, that's a risky one. But yeah, I mean, 10 years, you have no idea what it's going to be. But JMIA, nice. Tesla. I'd say Nikola, what? I'd say we have about 5 ones that keep on coming up. Alphabet, nice. SBE, nice. APXT, Nikola, 10 years Tesla. Hollywood Bowling, what? LCA, okay. APXT, Slack, Berkshire, nice. That's a sleeper that no one's talking about here. Fubo, I like it. SBE, AMD, another AMD, SBE, JP Morgan, nice. Neo, very good food company. AMD, DraftKings. Okay. Palantir, Amazon, SBE, LCA. You would buy a whole New York Stock Exchange. No one's that I've seen S&P 500. I was gonna say no one said VOO or S&P 500 or anything. SPCE. Why do I have $50? So nice, another S&P 500. So for anyone that's new that has not been watching this video for almost an hour now, we are in RK. Nice. Sorry. I worked at a personal bank, or I worked at a bank as a personal banker, and I knew that there were a bunch of $50 there. We aren't allowed to at banks take money that we think is worth more than face value. It's an ethics thing. I don't know if any of these are worth more, but I knew that we had a ton of them, and it was annoying the person that had to count them because we have to audit it every once in a while, and people have to pull out the coins and look at them, make sure that we have the right number. We wouldn't have to like count them individually, but just count them in packs. It's 30 something pounds of $50. So I said, hey, I want to do a YouTube video where I look for silver coins. So I withdrew $640 worth of $50. Normal stuff. Just brought a backpack in with my face mask. They know me there. But a year ago that people would have been freaked out. But went up there, asked for $640 worth of $50, and you can see what's left here. This is how much we have left, and we've opened about 15 packs. So I don't think we're going to go through all of them, but we've gone through a lot here. These are all bicentennials here. Okay. What else? I am not invested in any silver, any gold. I haven't even invested in Bitcoin or crypto. Honestly, I probably should. I've been thinking about investing in crypto. Not since it was cheap, but since it was like 17 or 18 recently. Now it's at almost 20. Hey, buddy. How's it going, Kelvin? TDAC. I like TDAC a lot. What else? PSTH, like PSTH, APXT. The next big SPACs. I talked about the SPACs that I'm buying a little while ago, but I do have a list coming out this weekend for 8 growth companies. What do I think about Opendoor? I like it. I have iPod. Airbnb, don't miss the train. Yeah, could be big. Okay. Did you guys like the last question? Let me know. I think it's interesting to see what everyone thinks about something. So I might ask you some more. Is Apple stock overvalued? I don't know if it's overvalued, but I think when you price in all when it's at such a high price like this, it's difficult because you're pricing in a lot of future growth. Okay. Okay. Tell me this, guys. If you had to invest in gold, REITs, or Bitcoin, or let's say crypto, which one would it be? Again, these are kind of different, I guess, but none of them are stocks. Maybe. I mean, maybe you could make a. I mean, I think REITs technically are stocks, but all kind of alternative investments to normal stocks. No, let's say real estate, rental real estate, or crypto or gold/silver. LCA is a buy. Thank you for the donation, by the way, Marcos. I appreciate that. Thank you. REITs, nice. Hello from Michigan. For the person that said that they were from France. Sorry, it went away too fast to catch your name. Gold bars in your hand, nice. I would love some gold bars in my hand. That's pretty baller. Oh, I've got to say, I had coins that were worth a good amount at one point. I sold a lot of them, but it was pretty cool just to hold some expensive coins in my hand. Bitcoin, crypto, gold bars, nice. Rentals, okay. Okay, I have something to ask you guys too. If you have rental real estate and you feel comfortable telling me, I would like to know if you have it. And well, I guess if you comment this, then I'll know that you have it. Maybe not how much you have in rental real estate, but how many properties you have, how many doors. I'd be interested. I've looked at it. I honestly was going to get a duplex to have as my first home. Now I'm kind of split because I make good money per hour doing stuff on YouTube, like better than I would get in real estate, better than I would get even, I guess, if it only took an hour or two a month in rental real estate for $800, then maybe I could beat out what I make on YouTube. But some days on YouTube are insane. Like anyone can do this, but one day on YouTube, this isn't average, but one day on YouTube, I made what I made in a month at Comerica. That's the bank I worked for. So like the time's worth a lot these days. And sometimes videos don't do well, but when they are doing well, I don't think it's worth my time to do much else. So, okay, I asked the question, then I started talking. So let's see. 20 rentals, nice. Hog farmer. 2, 1, nice. 0. Rentals are great. 0. Negative 1. How do you have a negative home? 3 doors, just starting 0. 3 doors, nice. 2 properties, 1 in Warren, 1 in Roseville, nice. So, would you guys suggest jumping into real estate? I mean, rental real estate as more of a, if you had, okay, here's another question. If you had to go between real estate and stocks, which one would you do? So I'm talking about you have to own your own doors. Yeah, you can't buy REITs. Would you invest in real estate? I'm talking, let's say, next 30 years. You live with your parents, nice. Good way to save money. Stock, both. I said you can only pick one though. Yeah, stocks are difficult, especially now because so many have been doing well. If you've been paying attention in the stock market for the last 6 months, and let's say you didn't have a ton of money before, I think it would be a lot more difficult if you had a lot of money before and you saw how much it dropped. But if you were sitting on the sidelines or had a good amount of cash or just starting out, this year has turned you onto stocks more than any other year, I would say, because a lot of stocks have gone up massively. Even if you had a large amount before, the stock market's back to where it was. It's past it. Rentals for retirement, nice. Yeah, if you're someone that likes to do like hands-on work, rentals are great. You make really good money, especially depending on what part of the country you're in. How long does a SPAC take to merge? It can vary. I think everyone's different, but they have 2 years to decide who they're going to merge with. Or maybe it's 2 years to actually merge with them. I don't remember if it's 2 years to merge or to decide to merge. buy a house immediately before anything else. Yeah, I almost bought a house recently, but then I went full time on YouTube. I had to decide whether I wanted to work 3 or 4 more months at my day job or buy a house, because I had to go through with the closing process. I decided to go full time on YouTube, and it's done really well so far. It is definitely a good decision financially, and just work wise. Why is NNDM dropping so much after hours? I haven't seen that's been dropping a lot. How much has it fallen down? Don't buy a hog farm. Okay, I wasn't planning on it. There probably are hog farms around me though, because I live in the city, but there are a lot of like cornfields around us here in Michigan. Mortgage rate low now, will be 3x soon. I don't know if it's going to be 3x soon. I don't think the government's going to be able to raise it up that much, especially not very quickly, because of the fact that they've kept it so low. I mean, 2018, they tried to raise rates and the stock market crashed. So people did not take well to that. Flip houses. Yeah, that's a lot of work to flip houses. Maybe it's not if you have people doing it for you though. Okay. So I think we'll probably go through a couple more packs and then head out for the day. But I thought this would be a fun thing to do on a Friday afternoon here. I don't know where you guys are at. If you guys feel comfortable, let me know where you're from down below in the chat section. I'd like to know. And then DM is dropping a lot. All right, let's see. How much are they dropping? Okay, and then DM. 5%. Maybe you shouldn't, at least. England, Texas, North Carolina, Oregon, England, Ohio, Nevada, Paris, Taiwan, Sweden, Boston. Nice. Houston, Sweden. You guys would be surprised how many people are from Europe that watch these videos. I think only 50 or 60% of my audience is US based. Maybe if you're outside the US, that doesn't strike you as odd, but struck me as kind of interesting because I didn't think there were that many people watching like US creators. I mean, I watch some people outside the US on YouTube, but the majority of the people I watch are from the US. I watch Jack Spencer. He's from Ireland. Trying to think of who else I watch outside the US. I watch like other channels, I guess, like was there's one that they just drops off like a tall building, and they drop it like on a sled or like on a blade. And I watched that. They're, I think, in Australia or something. Taiwan, Germany, Sweden. Nice. Windsor, Canada. Nice. So I might have to go back through these coins at some point to see if there are like watermarks on them, because I've not been real focused on that. How do people trade Bitcoin? Yeah, anything that you see in the comment section of YouTube about Bitcoin and trading, or anything that says doctor someone, or anything that sounds too good to be true, anything that tries to teach you anything in the comments, don't believe it. YouTube needs to get that under wraps. They have not done a great job of that so far. There are a lot of scams that go on down there, so I would be cautious of that. Don't try to learn anything from anyone on. If someone posts something about a WhatsApp number, we don't use WhatsApp here in the US. So at least I've never heard of anyone here in the US using WhatsApp. So I would not take any WhatsApp numbers that are in the comments. What do I think about the business of MJ? So I think it's good. I talked about this earlier. I think it's good for tax revenue. I don't have anything against it. I don't partake, but I think as a country in the US, with it becoming legalized, I think that makes a lot of sense to legalize it and get tax revenue. Okay, so this is a good one. Who else do you respect as a stock YouTube guy? Okay, so I'll answer this for you. I'm gonna pull up my YouTube here to see who I follow here. But if you guys don't mind, let me know who you like on YouTube. This is the next question. Who is don't say me, because I'll feel bad if I include me and then I'm not in there. But just kidding. But tell me who your favorite YouTuber is besides my financial friend, if I'm even on the list, and tell me which one you like the most, or just like a list of a small number of them. And I'll tell you this. I'll let you know if I know them, if I've talked to them. Kevin Graham, Stockmo, nice. Stockmo, yeah, Stockmo has been killing it. Chris Sane, Meet Kevin. I like Meet Kevin a lot. Some people can't stand him. I'm not a financial advisor. Are you talking about Jack? Chris Sane, Paranoid Trader, Dead Inside. I just heard about him this week, actually. Chris Sane, Financial Education, Hyperchange, Stockmo, Chris Sane, Uncle Larry, Chris Sane, Dead Inside. Yeah, I like him too. Jeremy, nice. Kevin, Larry Jones. JT Wealth, Jack Spencer, Rex Finance, nice. Okay. Invest with Henry. I'll tell you this. I will tell you who I am following here. Okay. So I just started following Dumb Money. They're pretty interesting. They're like VCs, it seems like. I just started watching them yesterday. I got down a rabbit hole. Jack Spencer, every single Graham Stephan channel I watch. Joseph Carlson, great channel if you like news and how it relates to the stock market. JT Wealth, nice. Okay, back to this. Bia Heza, really fun videos. Not really on investing, but some of them are. Most of them are on business. Meet Kevin, JT Wealth. I talk with JT Wealth a lot. Julie and her husband. If you don't know, her husband's actually behind the scenes a lot. He does a lot of work on the channel, getting the script ready and stuff and editing. Vincent Chan, talk with him a good amount too. Connor Invests, Financial Education 1 and 2. The Average Money Podcast with Brad Finn and JJ Buckner. The Stock Pod. So that's Michael. If you guys ever want someone that apparently sounds just like me, you can go watch the Stock Pod, because everyone comments in his videos. They wonder if I'm the person doing the videos, but I'm not on that channel. I do have a second channel though. It is also in the description, where I post some different videos. Trevor Hassel. I talk a good amount with him too. Logan Fisher, Financial Wolf, the Graham Stephan shows, all of them. Richard Allen, he does a lot with NNDM. I have talked with him a good amount recently too. What else? Some people say that I look a lot like Meet Kevin. I don't know if I do. Maybe when he grows out the beard, and I do too. Andre Jick, ARK Invest, I follow them. Jason Pullen Investing, JJ Buckner, Brad Finn, Roberto Blake, Matthew Hugh, Chris Sane, Bruce Wang, Nate O'Brien, Tommy Bryson, Jared Morrow, George Perez, Cash College, On Borrow Time, Matt Diavella. He's not really finance either, but Marco from Whiteboard Finance, True Financials, Erica Kohlberg, Investment Joy, Chicken Genius Singapore, Mike Rosehart, Local Boy Finance, who hasn't been doing anything recently, but we were about the same size for a long time and talk about NAT a lot. Chris Glaze, Matt's on Fire, very small channel that I know the people personally that run that, really smart people. Matt's on Fire, super smart, retired at 35. Genius guys. One's I don't know if I should say this. They're both in really good jobs. I think they maybe said this before, but I won't say their jobs. But John, what's up? Yeah, shout out. John is our favorite contrarian investor. But I mean, he's a good guy. He's in our group too. We talk about finance a lot. Denside will be retired by 42. Nice. I saw his portfolio. It's like 200,000. Pretty impressive. He's a pretty young looking guy too. He's growing, I think, one portfolio to 100K, if that's right. Or maybe he started with 100K or something. I don't know. He's been growing his portfolio pretty quickly though. So definitely something to take a look at. Also, if you guys don't know, I am looking at half dollars again. I got $640 worth of half dollars to see if I could find any silver. So far, I think we're through 150, 180, $200, something like that worth. And we have found no silver. Again, I think whoever had this probably looked through all of them, and these are the rejects, but maybe we'll find something. I thought it'd be fun. Big money mindset, nice. I know he had an issue with someone like click bombing him, which sucks. That's horrible. I would hate that, obviously, because you lose a lot of money from that. But he has multiple accounts, and his wife is a pharmacist. Got it. Aloha. Nice. GMHI, you sold at 30. Hey, I appreciate Kalu. I appreciate that. When you first made my first NNDM video, do you still hold? Is it a buy PT after 2 months? Okay, so with NNDM, I'll be honest. I said in that video I was thinking about buying it. I didn't actually buy it. It was something that I was considering, but I have so many different stocks that are on the radar all the time that I can't buy every single one that I talk about, and it's hard too because people expect me to buy all the time. I can't buy all the time. I don't make like $100,000 a month where I can just buy every single day a couple grand worth. So I have to pick and choose what I want to buy. And NNDM just didn't make it at that point. But do I still hold? If I still had it, it's hard to know if I would hold. But it has moved up a lot. I probably would just for the fact that ARK Invest has been buying a lot. Is it still a buy? Possibly, but yeah, I'd say probably long term it is, but price target after 2 months with the price action that's been happening now, I would assume that's going up, but I don't know for a fact by any means that it is going up. Kyle, you bought your first 100 Bitcoin in 2014. Nice. I was just watching a video by Graham Stephan talking about it was like a Reddit video. He read this from Reddit, but someone had 13 and now it's worth $10 million. So if you bought 100 Bitcoin, good for you. I mean, that's a lot of money. Was that $2 million? So, and let's say it was $200 then a piece. You probably bought it for 20 grand. Now it's worth 2 million. Nice return there. You sold 2,300 NNDM yesterday. Hey, I mean, you made a lot of money, so I wouldn't be too hard on yourself. I think that's a great return. Okay. Okay. Do you guys have any other questions you want to ask me, or do you want me to ask you guys? I don't know if too many people are able to ask like 350 investors at a time a question, and I'm probably wasting so much valuable time that I could be learning from you guys because I'm not asking the right questions. I'm sitting here opening up coins, but I mean, man, there are a lot of questions that I could get some very good feedback on. I think honestly, that is one of the greatest strengths of having a YouTube channel that I think people don't appreciate is the data that they can collect. I mean, when you look at what companies will pay for data, I mean, I have 40,000 people that follow me. If I could somehow get a large majority of really smart investors to answer questions that people want answered and find out the data on it, I could probably make a lot of money from that, honestly. But again, just stuff that kind of goes over the head at some points. Do I prefer options or IPO holds? I have never bought an IPO and I've never bought an option. What's my favorite color? Probably green. What else? Update on VGAC. I don't think there is any update. I like Planet 13. I hold them. I have not looked into a very good food company as much as I need to. Morgan Stanley said that Virgin Galactic could reach 400 in the next 4 years. I think so too. They definitely could. And yeah, I mean, it's risky though, right? You're betting that they're going to be able to do something that no one else can do at this point. So it's difficult. But yeah, if they do it well, it's going to be a lot of money. I don't own LCA, Anthony. I don't think I've done a video on LCA either, but I don't have it. Okay. I'm going to do 2 more of these coin rolls. And if you guys have any good questions, let me know. Again, not saying that you have to do this, but I will answer anything that's donated because I would never want to leave someone hanging that's donated money to ask a question. Thoughts on APXT? I think it will probably continue to grow. I mean, they're in the cloud space. It's a growing space. I think it's probably a good company to hold long term. I'm probably just going to hold it long term. Laser, how high can it go? I don't know. I hope it doesn't see a pullback like a lot of these other companies. I mean, I'm not personally invested. I missed the boat on that one. I talked about it, but did not buy it. But I think, yeah, with a lot of these like CIIC, yeah, you sold your CIIC. It's gone up 200% so quickly. It's hard not to want to sell it. So if there's anything that I've learned from this video today, it's that I need to look up JMIA and do a video on it, and possibly LCA also. What's my opinion on delisting Chinese companies? I don't know how much of a fight China's going to put up with this, but I think overall it shouldn't be an issue for the large majority of companies. I'm guessing even if there's some funky stuff that's happening, I'm guessing that the majority of companies aren't doing anything bad. Will Nikola bounce back? I don't know. They pretty much don't have anything going for them at this point. Thoughts on iPod long? I like it. GME, I have not looked into it very much. Sorry, I was just reading the comments there. But we're getting to the end. We have 1 more of these to open. So far, nothing. No silver. We do have a ton of these bicentennials. Thoughts on NBAC? I took some of my risk off the table with them. I sold half, but I'm holding the other half because I feel like it long term. I did what I did with a lot of these companies, which is I bought enough that I would feel bad if I bought and it went up a lot, and I didn't buy too much that I felt uncomfortable with it. SAMA, something to look at. Okay. Your Palantir. Man, that's a tough question. I don't know if I can compare them. Check out Ozone also. Ethereum. I do not know why DraftKings is going down. I have not looked recently. I do own Tesla stocks, or Tesla stock in general. I own some. It's one of my larger positions, but not my largest. Okay, so I will. I was gonna say I'll let you guys know if I find any silver in this because I have a lot of these left. But I don't think too many people would understand, besides the people that watch the stream, why I was talking about it. So I won't update you. Just know that I might get silver, and it'll be exciting for me. It'll be an exciting Friday night. What's my largest position? SBE, and then after that, Facebook. And those are my 2 largest. Facebook, I just see as a great long-term hold. SBE, same thing. I don't know if I could put a large majority of my net worth in a stock that I didn't see a long-term buy and hold. Thoughts, Tony? I think I already answered that. I think you were the one that asked me about it, but I already answered that. iPod, I like it. I own it. Or iBop. I haven't heard of that one. Sundial, I answered a question about it earlier. Risky stock. SBE price predictions up long term. Yeah, SBE is my largest position. Part of that's because it's gone up over 100% since I bought it. Oh, okay. Sorry, Vinay. I'm not sure I explained this, but I talked about something that was a 10x return with 0 risk. I was talking about this coin hunt. So if you guys haven't been paying, if you guys got in recently, I bought, withdrew $640 worth of half dollars, and am looking for coins that are worth 10x what the face value is, because I'm looking for silver. Now, I have done a video in the past about something that was 10x, that could 10x your money, and if you, or maybe it was 300%. If you want something that's not as time intensive as this, if you want to make like 200, 300, 400 bucks, really easily, this is sounding spammy, but it's not, or scammy. Do bank account bonuses. So I've talked about this. A lot of people don't realize this, but at least in the US, you can sign up for certain bank accounts. You can look it up on doctorofcredit.com. No affiliation with me, but I've used them for years. And you can find stocks, or you can find bank accounts that have bonuses. So you can deposit, let's say $100, $200. And then after 2 or 3 months, and after maybe you do a couple different things like set up a direct deposit, or maybe not even that, you can get a $200 or $300 bonus. Now, there are only a couple that usually have this throughout the country, but you can pick these out and just keep on doing this. I made $3,000 last year from doing bank account bonuses. So you can definitely do that. And you don't have to put in a large amount of money. I kind of treat it like stock, where I don't want to put in 10 grand to get $200. I'd rather put in like 200 to get 100. That's just something that I consider. And then also not doing anything that's not even worth your time. Like if it's a $20 bonus for putting in $1, it's not, I don't know if it's worth it for the vast majority of people. APXT to the moon soon? Maybe. Ride is falling. Yeah, I almost picked up more Ride this week. I haven't though yet. I mean, I haven't this week, obviously, because it's after hours, but oh, geez. But I haven't bought any more. Vinay, you're welcome. Thank you. Okay. So I think my China position, I'm guessing you're saying like my thoughts on the whole delisting. I think it probably won't happen, but if it does, it won't be a problem for the vast majority of companies. Okay. I appreciate it, Lawrence. Thank you. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, if you want to know, I'm drinking a Lampshade IPA. We opened up a crap ton of coins that had no silver in them so far. We have maybe $30 worth of bicentennial coins. But I'm glad that we could just hang out, drink a beer, talk about some different stocks, and answer a couple more questions. Yeah, it's hard to be a YouTube personality. Yeah, right. It's hard to drink beer and open stocks all day. It's very difficult. Yeah, IPAs. I'll answer. Let me know this. You can ask like a personal question as long as it's not inappropriate or something. But if you guys want that, I'll answer one or two here for a second. Wine at home. Raul taking a page from JT Wells' book there. Vinay, thank you. Appreciate it. IPA, new ticker. Yeah, right. Okay. Tour of the house. Maybe one day. We have company upstairs right now, so maybe we will do that in the future. But yeah, I'm at my parents' house. What's my name? Sam. How old am I? 25. Will I do a collab with any other YouTubers? Probably. So I've talked to several different YouTubers about it. I almost did it with well, I've done it before with Logan Fisher a while ago. And since then, I was going to do it with the stock pod. Something happened on the day that we're going to do it, and it kind of threw us all off. I've done a video on, hog farmer drank 6 beers. Nice. Sounds like a farmer. Just kidding. But yeah, so what's my net worth? I've done a video on it before. Net worth is growing a lot. I came out of college with a ton of student loan debt. I'm talking 6-figure student loan debt. I'm positive now my assets are about 100,000. I still have student loans, but I'm letting them ride. I'm not paying them down anymore because they're at such a low interest rate, and I can write them off on my taxes, which is going to be really important this year because I'm going to make a lot more money this year and next year than I've ever made before. So I'm keeping them to write them off on my taxes. That's something that we can do here in the US. What kind of car do I drive? I drive a Toyota Camry. What's my dream car? I'd really like a Tesla. I'll be honest. It's pretty basic, but I like Tesla a lot. I'd like to own a Tesla. Advice for newcomers to the stock market. I would say if you don't know too much about the stock market yet, I'd say to max out all your retirement accounts first. Like my investing is a little bit different because I had a job transition. So I haven't gotten my 401k set up for next year, my solo 401k, but invest in tax advantage accounts. If you don't know too much about stocks, I would put the vast majority of your money in index funds. Again, not financial advice. I can't talk about it. I can't give you financial advice, but I put a majority of it in index funds, and then maybe use a little bit of money just to start learning about, just to start learning about the stock market. Bones behind me, I was pre-med. I studied medicine in college. So my mom got me those paintings. Favorite song? I don't know if I have a favorite song. I like a lot of pop music. I like a lot of hip hop music. I like country music a lot. We live in a space or a town that has lots of country music. What else? What was your goal from the start? So I said at the beginning of the year I wanted to get monetized on YouTube. Actually, not in the beginning of the year, April. And it took me a lot less time than I thought. Ride pre-orders have no commitment. I think that's right, but they're really large orders, 500 on average. Jaguar, nice. Yeah, your Tesla got 0 miles to the gallon. Do I think that college is worth it? And we have a college professor in the mix here. Ooh, I have to be careful what I say. Just kidding. So I think college is worth it if you're looking for a good paying 9 to 5 job, but I think you should definitely consider how much you're going to get paid after you get your degree. So don't go to college because you want to go to college. Go to college because you want to study something that pays pretty well. I think that's really important for me. I jumped around a little bit in college. It was all I was looking at, but at the end, I pretty much picked up the highest paying job. I was gonna go to medical school, but I realized that I didn't want to go to school that much longer. I didn't want to study for 4 more years, and I think it's definitely a good decision because I will probably make more from doing what I do now than I would have done being a doctor, unless I was in a very high paying specialty. But even then, you look at like what Graham Stephan makes and what Meet Kevin make. They make way more money on YouTube than they would in any other job that's a typical 9 to 5. Now, I'm not saying I'm going to grow to their size, but there's a lot of money even where I am. And there's a lot of money when you get bigger, especially if you're making daily videos. LCA is an online casino merger in December 18th. They're based in New Jersey. Yep. So LCA seems like a good option. A lot of people like it. Appreciate that, Marcos, too. I appreciate the donation, especially because this is my full-time job now. What's my dream state? Oh, man, I don't know. I mean, I actually never been outside the country. So I haven't been anywhere tropical. I've never been to Hawaii or anything like that either. I mean, I've been to Florida, I guess, but I've never been to a lot of places. I'd like to go somewhere. But about the time that I would have been able to, where I started to have enough money that I felt like I could do that and not like regret wasting time and money, just because I am someone that's really analytical. So it's hard for me to spend money when I don't think it's worth it. Then the pandemic started. So a lot of money in making finance videos. How much do I think Kevin makes in revenue? So if you guys haven't seen this, Meet Kevin did a video, or he had a video done on him on CNBC. He made $1 million in a month for 2 months over the summer between all his different programs and how he gets paid. He made 5.75 million, I want to say, last year. So you can make millions on millions just where we are now. And I think the space will continue to grow because a lot of older people, and then maybe a lot of younger people aren't watching finance videos on YouTube yet. Older people, because maybe they don't know that there's a lot of good information. And I'm not trying to like be ageist or anything like that. I think it's just true. My dad never watched YouTube until a couple months ago when he got an iPad. And then younger people just aren't interested in it yet. Like people that are 17, 18, 19, probably just it's not relevant for them. WeBull challenge, maybe, I don't know. Keep doing YouTube for life. Yeah, I mean, I like it a lot now. I can imagine doing a little bit less, but I'm kind of a workaholic. I like it so much. I'm putting in like 12 to 14-hour days most days, whether it's talking with other YouTubers or making videos or talking with Patreon members or setting up other stuff. It takes a long time. I live in Michigan. Chris Sane, I think a lot of people really like him. He's a very likable guy. He actually lives close to me. Um, he's only 25 minutes away, I want to say. I think he's from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'm 19. Nice. Yeah, you're ahead of the curve then. A lot of people don't care about finance yet. You go to college unless you have good content in YouTube. Yeah, or unless you're going to be in a pretty high-paying job. I mean, there are a lot of trade jobs that pay really well. MK, appreciate it. Okay. Appreciate the donation. Love your videos. Can you suggest the latest specs which are super cheap and have high potential? Okay, so I was gonna wrap up, but I've got to reward this because I appreciate the donation. So I have a video coming out on some specs, but I like IPOB. That's pretty expensive though. But the same person that had Virgin Galactic and IPOB is doing a third one, and they have three other ones too. But I could only trade or buy this one. It's IPOC. So they've had some proof of concept. They have two that they've done before this that have done really well. IPOC, look at that one. And then also VGAC, that's from Richard Branson. Take a look at those two. YouTube opens the door to podcasting. Yeah, it does. First thing you did when you turned 18 was open a brokerage account. I love it. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Hey, TV account here in Grand Rapids. Nice. I did hear about IDEX paying YouTubers to analyze their stock. A lot of companies do that actually, but I don't know. I think there's some uproar, or the YouTubers weren't talking about how they're being sponsored by IDEX. You have to say when you're being sponsored. It's required, and it's a terrible idea not to say that because there are legal repercussions if you don't say that it's a sponsored video. I mean, from what I can tell, from what I've seen, it's totally legal to be sponsored by a company and say that you're sponsored and that the video is a sponsored video. But some people haven't disclosed it, which is, I think, the problem with it. Quick revision. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining the Patreon. Raul, thank you. I appreciate it. So thank you for everyone that's been watching, for everyone that's given comments, watching, hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel if you haven't done that already. I appreciate it. Hopefully you like this. Maybe we'll do more of these in the future. If you guys want some free stocks, there's a link down below. Hey, JT, thanks for joining in. Also, if you guys want, I am doing a video. I'm going to release it right after this on what ARK Invest is doing, investing in a series of SPACs that I think are really high potential and how you can take advantage of what they're doing. So I'm going to put that up here in a second. It's something that I've started to do myself. So definitely check that out. I appreciate it. Again, if you want those free stocks, check them out. If you want Patreon, check it out. Thank you for joining us while we've been opening a ton of $50 and finding no silver. But that was the treasure hunt. That's the 10Xer that we've been looking for. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Thank you for subscribing to the people that are saying that they just subscribed. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks and have a great weekend. Bye.